So a few weeks ago, Oppai Senpai and I did a video discussing how we thought Goku and Vegeta could beat Moro. And after Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 46 came out, we saw that Moro pretty much spanked both of them. So as of right now, Goku and Vegeta are not going to get the W on Moro. Now, will they later on in the arc? Possibly. Will they use Gogeta? We'll talk about that at the end of this video or later on in this video. But I want to talk about some other possibilities of how Moro can lose in the Dragon Ball Super manga. There might be characters that can get around Moro's hacks. You know, the fact that he can drain your energy without you even realizing it, and the fact that he can stop you from transforming. These are very dangerous techniques, but it's still one of those things where who are there people out there who can actually beat Moro? So we're going to talk about that here on this video. Oppai is here. Hello. Oppai, say something.
Yo, hola mi gente. I'm happy to be back. This is going to be a fun topic. I'm really liking this arc.
Yeah, I'm liking it too. And Vegeta and Goku are being challenged in new ways, and I enjoy that tremendously. Now, when we left off on manga chapter 45, the Namekians were fusing, and Moro just ran through them here. So do you think the Namekians have a chance? Because I'm sorry, bro, but I see them as being jabronis, just like they were in the Frieza saga.
The elephant in the room. Like you said, they're jabronis. And their purpose is not to give a challenge to Moro. Their purpose, in my opinion, is just to show how much of a savage Moro truly is, because they're not going to impale Goku and Vegeta, but these are more disposable characters. That's literally the whole purpose. Yeah. The one I'm interested in is Android 17.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that here in a minute. So the Namekians are pretty much going to be jobbers here. Now, the other thing that happened in Dragon Ball Super Chapter 46 is that Majin Buu woke up. Now, the question is Majin Buu going to be a key to beating this guy? Because obviously, they need to tap into the Grand Supreme Kai. He may have the secret to beating him. I'm not saying that they're going to extract the Grand Supreme Kai. We don't know that yet. I'm thinking Buu and his magic might be able to circumvent Moro's magic, at least with the knowledge that the Grand Supreme Kai knows.
Yes, that's a great idea. Now, Miras and the Galactic Patrol, they're thinking of somehow being able to extract the magic from the Lord of Lords, or somehow extract him himself, but it's been over 100 million years. I don't see that happening. But yes, Majin Buu using his own magic or possibly absorbing Moro, that is a possibility. Although, if Majin Buu was to absorb Moro, for example, I do believe that Moro would be able to use his own magic to create a force field or a protection around himself, and it wouldn't work.
There might be a secret technique from the Grand Supreme Kai, man, that we don't know about that could stop him, you know?
Now, do you think that the Grand Supreme Kai might have taught this to somebody else?
Maybe, or maybe he's going to teach it to Buu. Maybe because he's inside of him. Maybe the Galactic Patrol could figure out a way to tap into his memories and maybe have Buu learn it. And then there could be a thing where Goku and Vegeta are there distracting Moro while Buu sets up the move. You know, like kind of like what they did with the fight with Kid Buu, where Buu distracted Kid Buu while Goku set up the Spirit Bomb, the Genkidama. They could do that, but backwards. Right? Where they're distracting Moro and then Buu setting up the move. They could do that. I mean, I'm just throwing ideas out there. Now, another one we should talk about is Android 17. Now, you and I have a couple of different points when it comes to 17.
Yes.
Androids, artificial humans, they don't have the same kind of energy that other beings have. They don't have any traditional ki, but they do have Genki. So that tells me that, and they can also control ki around them. So that tells me that if 17 does not use any ki blast and fights Moro with just physical up-close attacks like what Gogeta did to Broly, he might have a chance to beat him.
That is a good point. He might be able to beat him, but I believe that his role is more of a supporting character. I mean, he was the MVP of the Terminal Power, the last man standing, so it makes sense that he is going to come back. One of the ways that I see him defeating or assisting in defeating Moro is something that a lot of people may not realize, and that is his enhanced hearing. Now, if you go back to Dragon Ball Super Chapter 46 of the manga, you'll notice that in the beginning of the chapter, as Moro is knocking Goku down to the ground, he throws him into the air. He's able to raise the magma or the lava from underneath the core of the planet all the way to the surface, and it actually hits Goku. Goku was not able to dodge it. So when it comes to Android 17, his enhanced hearing. In Dragon Ball Super manga, Android 17 uses the enhanced hearing to easily locate the poachers on the island that he was protecting. But then in the anime and in the manga, he uses the ability in the terminal power to locate Damon. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but you may remember he was the little insect from Universe 4 that nobody was able to detect him because he was so small. But Android 17 was able to focus and was the only person who was able to accurately detect his movements by hearing his movements. So when it comes to Moro, as he is using his surroundings and the planet to raise the magma from underneath the surface, Android 17 could detect that before anybody else, could warn Goku and Vegeta, and that would make sense with him being a supporting character and that being his role, where he can actually warn them that this is coming.
I love it. I love it. I think that these may be the keys to victory, but the question is, are they going to go get 17? Is they're going to communicate with Bulma somehow to go find him? I mean, there's a lot of variables here. Now, I was going to say we should probably discuss Beerus, but the way Toyotaro wrote the chapter, it's almost like he's writing Beerus and Whis out. I don't know if they're going to get involved, but the Hakai, I mean, I assume that could easily wipe out Moro, but if he's not going to be involved, then what? Now, we did talk about how Goku can do it, but obviously not anymore because he's out of energy. So,
yeah.
Can we count on Beerus here?
When it comes to Beerus, I agree with you that it seems like they're writing him out, but I don't think they're writing him out fully. I think they're writing him out, or they're giving us that impression in the beginning so that we know that he can't be used as a nuke. He is not a secret weapon. So what I believe is going to happen is our heroes are going to do everything in their power. They're going to try and everything's going to fail. And eventually Beerus might be forced to step in. And so that will happen maybe later. But for now, it seems like they are writing him off. But I do think he might come back. There's still a possibility of him coming back.
Now, what about some of the fighters from the other universes? Because we have Toppo who can do Hakai. Now, obviously, for these guys to go find other fighters, they're not going to do that right now. But, the arc is long enough they could. But to me, I feel like another solution would be, to be real with you, Hit's time skip. I think Tokitobashi, if Hit does it and performs it, just because Jiren was able to escape the time cage does not mean that Moro can. And even though Moro knows magic, yeah, Hit might have some hacks that could help him win.
Yes, because like we said before in the previous video, Moro is an expert warlock magician, but he's not that strong. Well, although things are changing because he's kind of back to his prime now.
He's
getting stronger. And once he gets the Dragon Balls, he's going to be a problem. But yes, the Hit's time skip could be used against Moro. Also, Toppo, if he's able to have better control of his Hakai energy, that could also be used against Moro. But one interesting character that we may not have discussed before, actually from Universe 7. Now, I don't know how this character would actually fit into all of this, but he does have an interesting technique. And I'm talking about Frieza. Frieza has something called Imprisonment Ball that he used against Goku back in Planet Namek. And he also used it in the Terminal Power against Toppo when Toppo was in his final form, his Hakai form.
I actually love that move. Very big fan of that move.
Yes. So I don't know why Frieza will get involved, but if they somehow get Frieza involved, the imprisonment ball technique is something that can definitely be useful to kind of momentarily hold Moro while, we either imprison him or something.
Now, here's another thing too. Speaking of Universe 7 and Frieza, I'm sure some people are going to say, well, what if they use Krillin's Kienzan, which is the Destructo disc in the dub, or Frieza's version of it? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe Goku and Vegeta can distract Moro so Krillin can hit the move, but I also feel like that's not going to work because Moro has such a sense of his area around him. Moro's abilities, are scary because he can sense everything around him, and I feel like that might end up backfiring on Krillin. That might not work if they try that kind of move. Same thing with Piccolo and the Makanko Sapo, the special beam cannon. They're not going to be able to hold this guy for long because of his magic. So I feel like Majin Buu from Universe 7 might just be the best because it's magic against magic. Now, Gogeta, I feel like they could be teasing this. And I think Gogeta, but what's stopping Moro from taking Gogeta's energy?
Exactly. Let me ask you this. Why not Vegeta? Why Gogeta in particularly, do you believe it's a higher possibility?
Two reasons. One, they just reintroduced him in Broly, and he's a very marketable character. We've seen more Gogeta merchandise in the past 6 months than in the history of Dragon Ball for any other character. No other characters had more figures about them in one short span than Gogeta. Like, obviously, throughout the years, we have more Goku and Vegeta toys and Gohan and all that, but they released 17 Gogeta toys in December. So they really want to get Gogeta over. And number two, because they don't have Potara, and if Vegeta already remembers how to do the fusion pose, they can just do it again.
That is a great point. Guys, you heard it here first. We'll kick the one. That's actually a really good point about Gogeta.
But will he win, though? Because I feel like at the same time, what's stopping Moro from just taking his thing?
Moro seems like the only villain that we've seen so far that we have no idea how to actually defeat him. Like, the typical techniques don't work on him because he's such a powerful magician.
Well, if you really want to get to wacky, bro, and I talked about this in my most dangerous techniques Dragon Ball strongest video, we could talk about the real hacked ones like Boss Rabbit, the Rabbit Gang, and the fact that he can turn you into a carrot by touching you, that could probably beat Moro. But of course, you won't be able to sneak up on him. And don't forget Devil Man's Devil Might Beam, which destroys anything that is evil. And so if he hits Moro with that, he's dead. I talked about that before. And those old Dragon Ball moves that we haven't seen since old Dragon Ball could be the most dangerous things. I mean, it's like the Mafuba, the Dragon Ball was actually secretly OP. Everybody thinks that Z and Super is more powerful, and maybe it is on a grand scale, but there are moves in Dragon Ball that are so dangerous that you could win with one shot. Boom. And that could happen. It won't happen, but I'm saying if they choose to have Devilman come in, which they won't because nobody remembers Devilman, they could easily, win, but they're not going to do that because, plot. They want to make it interesting, I guess. They want to have Goku and Vegeta win, I just don't see that being the case because they can just bring him in to beat everybody.
Well, something interesting that happened in the manga was he said to Goku and Vegeta, they weren't fighters of that level during his era.
Right.
Which is very interesting.
Very interesting.
So if that is the case, then perhaps Moro might not be as, even if he goes back to his prime, he may still not be as strong as we think he may be, because the only reason he was able to defeat Goku and Vegeta was because he took their energy. They literally had no chance. They were handicapped at that point. Perhaps
right.
even Mr. Satan could beat them in a different world. But
somebody made that joke. I remember that maybe he can beat him, but I mean, you're gonna have to use it's got to be some kind of hack. You're not gonna be able to beat this guy the traditional way.
Now, out of all the characters, to close the video, out of all the characters that we mentioned today, who do you think is the most likely to inflict the most damage, leading to the ultimate defeat of Moro?
Well, besides Beerus, I would say Majin Buu obviously other than the hacked characters, I would say Majin Buu has the best chance because remember, he's still in the arc. He just woke up, and that tells me that he might get involved in this fight. You know what I'm saying? That he's still there with them. Everybody else they have to go find. And the fact that he's there, I keep thinking that Toyotaro's gonna, right Buu. I'm not saying Boo's going to get the final win, but Boo's going to help. I do think Majin Buu will help beat this guy. I just don't know how yet.
And to add to your point, back when Majin Buu was supposed to be at the Terminal Power, the fandom was excited, and then he wasn't. So this is their chance to actually bring back on that
something
promise.
with him, please.
Exactly. So two characters that I do feel are going to be back are Majin Buu and also Andrew 17 because he was the MVP. And because of that, you have to bring him back. How do you not bring back the MVP, the winner of the Terminal Power?
I don't know. Good question. I mean, all that stuff makes sense, but maybe his arc is already over. I mean, 17 helped out, but he may have gotten his last push. Let us know in the comment section what you think about this whole thing. How do you think they can beat Moro? Besides Goku and Vegeta, what friends can they call on to help? Maybe Roshi's Mafuba, maybe the Zeno button. I hope not. I don't want to see the Zeno button again.
No, that's a cop out, man. That would be a cop out.
Yeah, I agree. But make sure you check out Oppai Senpai, and I'll leave a link to his channel in the bottom there in the description.
We'll see you guys later.
Have a good one.